Oh, it's Pumpkin Spice Latte season, and you know what that means? It's fall and falling off time. What is up, people? Jean Carlos here with the Total Body Training Podcast, where I help people get lean, gain muscle, and build some damn confidence. And today, we are talking about fall and falling off. All right, so what the hell am I talking about, okay? This time of the year, something really just predictable happens. Around fall, people start to fall off. They fall off the tree the same way that, trees, leaves start to age and brown and yellow, and they fall to the ground with their fitness goals. And I want you not to do that. So let's talk about this, and let's talk about why it happens. All of the gyms that you'll go to right now are slowly but steadily starting to see less and less people in them. And why is that the case? Is it because people are hitting their fitness goals? Is it because people have been so on track and so great? No, it's just because people are farther and farther away from their New Year's resolutions. They're farther and farther away from the time that they got started. Now, part of the thing here is that people will say, generally, that the reason that this is happening is because, in the fall, you've got all these holidays, right? And geez, because of these holidays, there's all this food that you gotta eat and, all these obligations and things like that. And, there is some truth to that, right? Like, part of that's true, and I empathize with that. Let's kind of talk about this. The holidays don't ruin your diet. You choose to run your diet. The holidays don't pull you away from working out. You choose to stop going to the gym and work out. So the first suggestion here is to stop blaming everything and blaming other people for you not committing and staying through to what you have to do. I'm gonna be point blank today. I'm just gonna say it how it is. That's all on you. Yes, I understand that you've got to go to your church's fall harvest and, set up, hay bales and hand out candy to kids. Yes, I understand that you need to, partake with your family and have a good time on Thanksgiving. None of those things are the problem. It's what you're doing the whole dang other time, right? Because ultimately, Halloween is one night. Maybe there are two events that you go to, right? Or one event that you go to during that time that's for fall or for Halloween, whatever. Thanksgiving is one day. Those things aren't a problem. You can eat to your heart's content on Halloween and Thanksgiving. Christmas, New Year's Eve, all those things, the holiday season, are just one-day events. You don't have to gorge the entire season time. Because ultimately, if you stop right now and you wait until January, you're setting yourself back by October, November, December. That's 3 months. And the reality is that most people don't actually get started on their fitness goals until about a quarter of the way through January. That is a fact. It's not like people are walking in the day after New Year's with a hangover to get started with their goals. So let me bring this back. I'm digressing a little bit. Because what I have to say is that, you are the problem. You are the problem. And you have to choose what you're going to do this time of the year and when you're going to do what you do. You have to choose to stop going and dropping your diet. Step one is realization. Make the realization that this is in your hands, that you control when you're eating the candy or the food. Here's the deal, all right? Realization. And what do we do about that? What we do about that once we've made that realization is this. It's very simple. You know that the holidays are coming up and you want to enjoy pumpkin spice lattes and candies and, stuff like that. Awesome, me too. You better believe I'm gonna eat some M&Ms or something on, during the holiday season, whatever it is, right? On October. When that time floats around, treat it as your cheat meal, but don't cheat for the entire month and keep working out, right? Let's say that you've got a Halloween party or two. Pick one, and they're on separate days. Pick one of them that you're going to have drinks at with your friends or your family and have food at with your friends or your family. Do not do that at all of them if you're trying to diet. Now, if you're not, or you're trying to mass, or you don't care, then okay, that's fine. Step off the channel, listen to another one of my videos. But if you do care and you don't want to end up gaining a few pounds during the holiday season, it's really easy. All you've got to do is keep working out consistently, work out before you go to the Halloween party or whatever party you go to, and then only pick one day that you're going to do that. Same thing, Thanksgiving. Let's say you've got a huge ass family, or you've got multiple families you need to see that day. That is not the problem. It's what you do the entirety of that season. That whole month of Thanksgiving, it only has one day of Thanksgiving. You could eat twice during that time and eat whatever to your heart's content, and that's not gonna ruin it. So let's not use that as the excuse. Oh, I fell off because of Thanksgiving. I didn't get a chance to go into the gym because of Thanksgiving. You know, maybe you are busy, right? Maybe you're the one who has to make the Thanksgiving turkey, or maybe you're the one who has to get the whole family together to go to the house, right? So maybe you can't make it in the gym, or maybe your gym's closed. Whatever the case might be, it's not the whole month, y'all. Like, you've got the whole month leading up to that day or those 2 or 3 days to get ready for Thanksgiving. So make sure that your ducks are all in a row. That way, when you end up on Thanksgiving meal, you don't feel like it's messing something up, because in reality, it's not the situation. It's everything that you did leading up to that. And I can't tell you how many people tell me that they feel guilty and they sit down to eat, and you shouldn't. When you sit down and enjoy those days, you should enjoy hanging out with your family, and you should enjoy listening to your cousins and uncles bicker about politics or whatever it is that people shouldn't do that day. There are far more worse things to do on Thanksgiving, like complaining about politics, than eating some turkey and some sweet potatoes and stuff like that. And the reality is that food's not as bad as it could be, right? It's actually, food that I ate on the reg. Nothing wrong with some turkey, Maybe you have multiple meals that day. Focus on eating higher in protein. Like let's say that you're gonna eat with your family, and then you're gonna eat with your partner's family, and then you're gonna eat with your brother who doesn't talk to the family, later that day or something weird like that. You're gonna eat at 3 people's places or 2 people's places. Maybe eat less and less at other people's places. Or maybe just focus on eating more portions of protein or like grains or something when you go to someone's house, right? After you've eaten that one big meal. So you can kind of like budget out your calories that way if that is a concern. And if you're eating a few meals, I could see how that would be, but even then, it's not really the problem. The problem is everything else that you're doing. Christmas, if you're going to a few Christmas parties, make sure to eat, like kind of heavy at one of them, and, watch what you're doing at other places throughout that season. And then in between that, what happens is that like Halloween, Christmas, the holidays, people bring in things to your office. Sharon shows up with leftover cupcakes from the Christmas party, or from her home that she doesn't want to eat. Or someone comes in with pumpkin spice lattes and pumpkin cookies, on 2 months before, or like 3 weeks before Halloween or something like that. Maybe you don't need to eat that, right? Maybe you can just wait until it's time for you to have your special night. And those are the things that people don't say, is that they ate the pumpkin spice cookies and they ate the pumpkin spice brownie or whatever it is before the actual date and before the actual day, and that's what's really causing them to gain weight. You don't have to eat everything in sight. Look, I'm 31, and I've had 31 Halloweens, and, knock on wood, I hope to have 31 more or something like that, right? You've got plenty of time to eat pumpkin spice whatever, and you've got plenty of time and plenty of years where you can do that stuff. You don't have to binge eat it because it's in season. You don't have to do that. And that's where people kind of get a little bit lost during the season, is they tend to binge a lot of these things that they normally think they don't have access to. But I think you could probably find pumpkin spice stuff online anywhere, any time of the year. I think you could find that stuff. I do. Here's my point, is it's what you're doing the whole year, not what you did those days. So don't feel guilty about that, and be selective about what you do. Choose the days that you're gonna cheat on and commit to being in the gym. I know that sometimes it can be a little bit harder because you do have these obligations, but let's say that you can't come here to Total Body Training. Go to Planet Fitness, which go wherever you go to get away. Maybe you can't because you've got a party you've got to take your kids to, you've got all these obligations, you're running some kind of gala or something, the Halloween ball or the Thanksgiving food drive or something like that. So really, you do really have these priorities and you just can't get into the gym. Here's what you can do. You can get up and work out 15 minutes, do a 20-minute HIIT workout, go for a walk, go for a jog. There is something within your power that you can do. It's whether or not you're willing to do it, right? And that's what you're gonna have to do, is be flexible this time of the year, because we do have obligations. That's 100% true. You do have things with family, and that might cause you to fall off because time schedules shift and things like that. But what I'd like for you to do, and I'm inviting you to do, is to please do something, because it's better than nothing. Oh, but a walk around my neighborhood, John, is that really going to make a difference? Yes. It keeps you on track. It keeps you doing something. Is it as good as a strength training workout? Is it as great as the Pilates or yoga class that you would normally make it to but can't make it to? No. But is it the best option? Is it the only option that maybe you have right now? Yes. And the whole thing is just, you've got to make sure that you keep on keeping on, that you're still doing something. That way, when things level out and you have more time, you can get back on track and it'll be as though you never really fell off, right? All right, people. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Total Body Training Podcast. Until next time, peace.